Hi guys, thanks for checking out the channel. In today's video, we are first fixing a second floor flat. Okay, let me run you through this new project we're on. So unfortunately, this is another job where we've taken over from another plumber. Now, they had made a start putting in the flow and returns in plastic, threaded through the joist. Now, we did have the opportunity to kind of carry on with the plastic, but rather than do that and risk there being any problems where we're kind of like transitioning between us and the other plumber, we have just started again. So this is our second day on site. The first day, yesterday, we've just started to get the main flow and returns in through the joists and also hang some of the radiators. Now, as you can see, you're actually going to be doing this job in copper. The main reason for that is the whole flat is totally accessible. We can lift up all the floorboards, no problem. So rather than switch to a plastic, we're just going to do this in a rigid material. Plus the customers had a previous bad experience with the last plumber and using plastic pipework. So yeah, we've made a good start. So we've got 6 radiators in total in this flat, and it's going to be really high spec. So these are some of the radiators that we installed yesterday. So very, very nice, very expensive. They've got really decent brackets on these. They're not like the big old hooks, they're individual brackets that go on the back there, and you can adjust the height, which was excellent for leveling. A lot of the stuff going in here is either Burlington or Heritage, I believe, so we're going for a traditional in style. So we're at the point now where we've got the copper pipes underneath the radiators, and the customer has asked us to make sure that we actually terminate these with chrome pipe. So rather than using like a plastic cover, we are actually going to be transitioning between the copper here and the chrome plated copper. So I'll show you how to do that in a sec. So yeah, like I say, we started, we made a good start on this yesterday. We've got most of the radiators hung. Bailey's just making a start on this one here, getting the chrome pipes into position. This flat has got an amazing view. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to pick that up on camera, but looks all the way over to Eastbourne across the sea. So yeah, it's a very large flat. We've got our flow and return going all the way through here. And then we're going to be having a combi boiler eventually over here on this wall. So at the moment, we are just putting the pipework in for the client so they can sort of carry on with the rest of the work. So we haven't selected a combi boiler or anything like that at all. But yeah, we've got all the rads on. And the first job today is just to start transitioning the copper to the chrome plated copper. Okay, so on to the first radiator for me. So when you're using this copper chrome plated pipework, a lot of people have a tendency to use compression fittings. Now, there is a better and alternative method to connect your copper straight to the chrome. So you can use a swage tool, which I was going to demonstrate for you, but I cannot find it anywhere, which has really annoyed me. So as you can see here, I'm doing all the usual stuff. I'm setting the laser up to make sure that my chrome pipe is dropping down nice and straight. So obviously on the face and on the side. I've just pulled a 90 here because as you can see, it lands on the joist, which is absolutely typical. Now from this point here, I've obviously got it cut so both the pipes are touching, and then all I need to do is get a file and I will just file the chrome off on the end, obviously not taking too much off, just removing the chrome plating itself, and then I will literally just put an end feed coupling on with flux and get that nice and soldered up. So that is pretty much how you can install chrome pipework without your compression fittings. So that's pretty much all the radiators piped up now, other than the towel rail and the one where the boiler's going. So what we're doing now, Bailey is just getting the flow and return from this radiator down over underneath to where the combi boiler location is going. I've just got some clips on the wall here just to get our combi boiler kind of pre-piped. So I'll literally just run the pipes above these clips and then I'll manifold it all together just so we can water test it, and we'll leave that for now as the client's not decided on boiler options. And then we've just got to pick up our flow and return that is all the way back down here. So We've got a flow and return there for the central heating, and then from that point we've got a hot and cold. So our hot and colds need to run through these joists here, and then we've got to get into this small bathroom, which we're going to be first fixing also. So in here we've got a real traditional nice Burlington suite going in here. The biggest pain we've got is getting the wastes in. So the wastes are only accessible from the front of the house. It is an existing cast iron stack, but obviously nothing is kind of suitable at the moment, so we need to cut back into it outside or try and alter the existing pipes. And then over here in the kitchen we're having an island, so we need to get a waste pipe somewhere over here all the way back to the front of the house so we can terminate into the stack, which is going to be no easy feat. So anyway, let's get these pipes on the wall for this boiler and start running these hot and colds. Right, we've got all the copper pipe work in position now leading up to the boiler, so we are now going to start looking at getting our hot and cold feeds in. So I've just dropped them down here just to get them in a joist space, and we need to find a space where we can notch through that isn't already taken up by electric cables or the old speed fit pipe work that the other plumber was using. Now this is a really long run and it's a lot of notching. So we're going to try and make light work of it with the skill saw. One of us will cut the joist, one of us will notch. And like I say, we need to run it all the way to this point and get it over to this island. So yeah, that is our next job. Okay, so we've skipped ahead a little bit here. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to film a huge amount of the work we're doing just because we're under a bit of time constraints and it is so hot. It's taken a little bit longer than I was expecting. So this is the stage that we are at. We have got the hot and colds in to where they need to be. Flow and returns all in, all the radiators are now piped up. You can see here, everything's all in copper. We're just nailing, felting it and notching out the joists. So Bailey has just joined the combi boiler pipes together, obviously except from the gas, and we've just put a gauge on it here, and we are gonna air test this all first. So because we're in a flat, obviously we need to be very careful that we have no leaks on any of this pipe work. So we're gonna do a big air test on it first, and then once we're happy, we will then fill it up with water. So obviously we can't hot test it because we don't actually have a boiler on site, but we do want to make sure that we fill it up with water because sometimes an air test won't show everything. So over here we've got our new cold supply or distribution pipe popping up where that existing plastic cold water main is coming into the flat, and this is some of the pipe that we've had here. So we've got a few bends, or Bailey's pulled a few bends here just to get the hot and cold above the heating pipes, etc. So yeah, it's looking really good. I'm really happy with how this has all gone so far. So yeah, moving back through into the kitchen, we've just got the feeds in along here for the island. So there's no plans or anything yet, but we are told roughly that's going to be the correct location. And then moving back through to the bathroom. So part of the reason I put the camera down is we've been working in this tiny little bathroom and it's absolutely boiling hot. I think it was like the hottest day of the year when we've been working in here. So again, we've got the hot and colds coming through. So let me just explain what we're having. We are having a traditional toilet with a chrome pipe and a high level system, but it's actually one that bends round and then sits on this right hand side wall. So it's quite difficult to get the first fix for that right, but we're pretty sure that is where it's going to be. So that's our cold feed for our system there. We've got a traditional basin going here, so eventually that'll have a chrome bottle trap, etc. So that's just all chased out, ready to go. We have got a traditional towel rail going here with pipes terminating through the floor in chrome again. So we're obviously not going to install that one at this stage as the floor needs to be tiled, but that's all in there ready to go. And then the big headache that I had yesterday was trying to get this bath, concealed bath taps, or sorry, concealed shower valves and exposed bath taps installed into this single skim wall. So it's been a bit of a bastard. So as you can see, I've had to use expanded foam to help secure it. Now, these backplate elbows, they are all secured with small plugs and small screws, but unfortunately I have gone through the other side. Now, luckily no one's living here at the moment, although it is a freshly plastered wall on the other side. But we are in, and the pipes are all in location, and everything is level, or as level as it can possibly be. So I was struggling at first to get these centers right and get this totally level. So these bricks, they crumble really significantly. It was a bit of a pain trying to get this all in location, but just to help the tiler, I've put these 3/4 threads in. That means I can cap it, and that also means it helps to level it out, so I can actually put a level across these threads and stick the laser through it. Then moving up from here, obviously we've got our concealed shower valve, and then we've got a handset coming off here, so it's all traditional, everything's all Burlington. And then we've got our main shower there. So yeah, other than that, we're pretty much ready to fill. Bailey's connected up the pump, and we're good to go to get this all pressurized. So we'll give it a good air test. We'll pump this right up, leave that for as long as possible, and then, well, not as long as possible, we won't leave it forever. We'll leave it for a good half hour if we can, and then we'll fill it up with water. And then we've got the fun of trying to get that kitchen island waste in. Right, we've pumped it up now to just under 4 bar. Now, the gauge is saying 4 bar over there, but this is saying 3.85. So the way we are doing this is we pump it up to the desired pressure, and then we just isolate it here on the isolation valve. Now, the reason we do that is sometimes your test equipment can leak, and you feel like you've got a leak, but it's actually just leaking either from here or somewhere on the equipment itself. So what we've done is we've stuck a lever valve on that, and then on the manifold we've got our gauge, which we will check probably for about half an hour. We'll just make sure that this is okay, but at this sort of air pressure you probably will hear it start hissing somewhere. So at the moment we're all good. There's not much work going on outside today, so it's pretty quiet in here, so I'd like to think we'd be able to hear it. So yeah, once we're happy with that and the air pressure remains the same, we'll fill it up with water, and yeah, just leave it like that so we know that it's all going to be good so the floor can go down. Okay, so it's now Monday morning and we've left the system all pressurized over the weekend. Now, we left it air tested rather than filled it with water initially, just to make sure that we didn't have any leaks. Obviously it would have just gone straight through to the ceiling below and into the flat. So we've just this morning pressurized it with water. So we've got it up to 3 bar. Now over the weekend, it actually didn't move at all, which was really, really good. We had it at 4 bar and now we've just left it at 3 bar. That's as much pressure as we can get. So like I say, all the copper pipework is now pressure tested, and we are just beginning to just snag it. So any clips that we've missed or anywhere these pipework needs support, we're just getting the wall ravens in. So a bit like here. So I had just some pipes flowing here, which I've now just secured. So we have done all the waste as well. Now, drilling all these was an absolute pain in the arse, but we did get there in the end. So as you can see, I usually just foam round them just to stop any noise. Sometimes you get quite a lot of tapping on the waste pipe work if it's not secured through the hole. So we've got a chrome waste coming out here for the freestanding bath. So I've just left a compression coupling proud. I've had to just remove some of the floorboard there just so I can actually get it high enough, because this is going to have electric underfloor heating. Same over here, we've got a chrome waste going into the wall. So normally, as long as you leave the compression nut and the nut only kind of exposed from the finished wall surface, you should be fine getting your chrome pipes in. So yeah, the waste pipes are all in, so they just terminate now to outside and go into a hopper, which is great. But as you can imagine, looking at it, that was not fun getting those pipes in. So a lot of bending, a lot of swearing. a lot of holes drilled, but we are through. So something like this with waste pipe, especially 1.5 inch, we couldn't notch it because the joists just aren't deep enough. So we have had to go through the center of the joist, which is perfectly fine as long as your joist height's all right. Obviously you need to check your measurements. So yeah, that's through there, all the way through to the other side of the flat. And we have checked it, it is all falling the right way. So yeah, we are just finishing off now, just doing the snagging bits. Bailey is just protecting all the chrome pipe work now. So at the moment we've got all these radiator valves off because obviously the rads are going to be removed for decorating. So Bailey is just protecting the chrome pipes with the insulation in the meantime. And the only thing really we've got left to do here, which we're not going to be doing at this time, is getting the gas pipe work in. Now, at the moment, we've got a gas supply coming up in the corner of this bedroom, but I think it's going to be moved to outside. So it is unfortunately in a really crap location, sticking out there. So before this client bought this property, this had already been capped and removed. So yeah, he's looking to get it replaced. There's no point in us running a gas carcass to here because the chances are it's not going to go there. So anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one.